Hi there, I'm Teemaree. Today I'm going to share with you some ways that you can easily keep things clean in a tiny home and why it's important to do so. Be sure to comment below and let me know if you have a tough time keeping things in order. No judgment here, just want to make sure that I can provide as many solutions for you as possible in upcoming videos. Anyways, let's get into it. These are tips on how to keep things clean in a tiny home and why it's important to do so. Let's go. Tip number 1, less is more. Sometimes even once we've pared down, we do still have many or multiples of the same thing. What I have found is as I continue to release and get rid of maybe multiples of things that I have in clothing or in kitchen items, or even in stationery and office items, I find that I have an easier experience when it comes to not only going in and out to get those things, because then they can stay in order once I remove one or two of those items, but also because there's less to look after and less to kind of keep tidy. So tip number 1 is less is more. Tip number 2, I have found that those collapsible storage cubbies for closets are really a godsend. What I love about them is that they're an easy, malleable way to kind of create little storage cubbies that really work well. They're toted as closet organizers, but because in tiny homes, oftentimes you don't have traditional hanging closet space, they do work as like cubbies or baskets. And instead of buying multiples of the same that often have thick borders and thick handles, this system allows me to have thin-walled cubbies that I can lay down, stack up, and then as I empty out cubbies or don't need as many, they just kind of fold into themselves. I love these. That's tip number 2. Tip number 3, easy in, easy out. What I mean by this is that sometimes our everyday items can easily just build on us. Case in point, mail. If you're living anywhere, you know that one mail day can just give you tons and tons of paperwork, advertisements, coupons, newspapers, etc. Now, if you're living tiny, you probably live in a non-traditional way, and so maybe you're not getting regular mail. But there are plenty of other ways that things can pile up. Things like packaging for stuff. You know, when Tony and I buy technology, oftentimes we like to keep the boxes. We got into the habit of that because eventually we would sell that technology, and it's important to us to always pass on these items, even though they're gently used, to pass them on in the best condition possible so that that new person, that new owner can feel that brand new experience like we did. So we would keep boxes of stuff. Sometimes we get into habits where we end up kind of accumulating things without even knowing it. So whether it's mail that you haven't looked through yet or boxes of things that you resell later, these things really add up quick. So a way to keep clean easy in a tiny home is easy in, easy out. Tip number 4, wipe as you go. Now, in a larger home, it's easy to kind of get things, maneuver, cook, and you can kind of have a little bit of a mess accumulating because you have so much space it isn't really noticeable necessarily. In a tiny home, this isn't the case. If you clean as you go, you're going to have such a great experience because once you are using something, cleaning it as you go, when you're done, you're fully done, and then the area is nice for you once again once you return to it. So cleaning as you go really goes a long way. These are the ways that I mean. So when I'm cooking, I'm cleaning as I go, throwing things in the trash as I go, wiping the counters as I go, putting things in the sink or back in the refrigerator as I go. This keeps my space free and clear. Once I'm serving, everything is pretty much just ready to be washed in the sink. After we eat, we wash the dishes, and so now when we come back to that kitchen space, it's clean and ready for the next thing. Same goes for office, and same goes for things like closets and bathroom storage. Cleaning as you go, using and either cleaning or putting things right back really goes a long way. Tip number 5, I like to do a wipe down every couple of days, and the reason for that is this. If I wipe down every few days, then things don't build up. If you use your hood vent a lot, your hood fan, then that filter can get grimy and oily. It's just normal. You're just cooking. But if you wipe down every couple of days, that's not happening. Same thing with dust in the windowsills. Same thing with, floor spaces, etc. It's important to keep things clean because when you're living tiny, the experience can change very quickly if there is clutter and mess. It's very spacious and very awesome when you can access each space easily. But if you're having to move things to access something, if you have to put stuff away before you can sit down or before you can lay down, it feels really claustrophobic and really small really quick. The truth is that wherever you're at on the scale, if you're a really clean person, I'm like that. I really like things clean. I enjoy to kind of clean. I know it's totally nerdy, but I actually like it because when I have a clean space, I feel calmer in general. Then, maybe all of this is a no-brainer to you and you're already like this. But if you're not like this, and this is a little bit of a curve for you in terms of a different habit, a different way of being, just take it slow. Do the things that you can do, and then you can start to see and feel the difference. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this helps you to understand why it's important to keep clean in a tiny home and ways that you can do so. I'm Teemaree. See you the next time. Bye.